Welcome to the channel, Tessie here, and on this channel we discuss so many things, viral topics, my lifestyle, better outcomes for Black women and women in general in dating and more. So grab yourself a glass of something lovely. I've got here a cup of orange juice. Come and sit down with me and let's have a discussion. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button because you're going to absolutely love this video. Now, I hope you've all had a fantastic Christmas and a happy new year. Can you believe that it's 2 months to my wedding? Isn't that insane? Yes, for the new subscribers, welcome. For the old subscribers, welcome. So I am getting married in 2 months. My fiance Greg is Polish. I am Nigerian. We are also having a baby. We are having the baby shower in a month and the wedding in 2 months. It's absolutely insane. And then we will be traveling for our honeymoon and then doing a traditional wedding in Nigeria. So a lot is happening. So stay tuned on the channel. It's going to be super interesting. Right? My friends have organized baby showers, so it's going to be awesome. So I wanted to discuss something with you today, and that is I've realized that there's this weird divide between mothers and child-free women. So there's this weird divide. Both mothers and child-free women are acting foolish on both sides. So mothers, child-free women, come to the front of the classroom. There's a lot to discuss, darlings. So what do I mean by both mothers and child-free women are acting foolish? So there are a lot of misconceptions about both sides of the spectrum, which is causing a lot of division, vitriol, and hatred. And the reality is a lot of women do not understand just how lucky they are to be able to live in a time where they have the choice to decide whether they want to have kids or whether they want to forgo the option altogether. And there's also a group of women who unfortunately are not even able to partake in the option because they aren't able to conceive, right? So they aren't even able to have the choice of whether they want kids or whether they don't want kids because they're unfortunately experiencing infertility. Now, in one side, we have mothers. And the foolishness that some mothers say and some of the things that I see mothers saying, especially as a woman who's about to become a mother, is unbelievable. We have some mothers calling child-free women not real women. They end up saying horrible things to child-free women like, you don't know what love is until you have a kid, or you're not a real woman, or you don't have any value until you have a child. Your value is in being a mother, blah, blah, blah. And I just find it absolutely fucking asinine. I have a child-free sister. She's child-free and marriage-free, and she's absolutely fabulous and incredible, right? And she's been an incredible support to me, an incredible support to my nieces and nephews, and she's absolutely fabulous on her own, and she's definitely a real woman, right? My aunt is also child-free, and she's a huge part of my life, and she's definitely a real woman. I am definitely a real woman, and I was definitely a real woman before I conceived the baby in my belly, my baby girl. Right? So this weird idea that some mothers have, this foolishness I hear sometimes, that, women who do not have kids, child-free women are not real women, is absolutely fucking asinine, right? And it's also very insulting towards the women who aren't able to have kids for whatever reason, right? Maybe they are infertile, or maybe they are going through infertility, or they're experiencing conditions like endometriosis, PCOS, and all the things that can stop your fertility journey. Maybe their partners are infertile. You don't know. Maybe they're trying to adopt. There's so many reasons, but those kind of comments, right, that some mothers do towards child-free women is absolutely disgraceful. Now, I am aware, right, that most mothers would not actually have such a judgmental stance towards child-free women if they weren't pandering to the thoughts of men, because ultimately the people who really have a problem with child-free women are not mothers. They are men. Men are the ones who have the real problems with child-free women. Men are the ones who cannot stand child-free women, cannot stand when women do not take the mantle of motherhood, and when women actually just say, no, I'm not going to have kids. Right? And so a lot of mothers unfortunately end up mimicking the misogynistic ideas of child-free women onto child-free women, right? And those misogynistic ideas that men have, they mimic it back onto child-free women. And that's really sad, right? But the reality is men are the ones with the real problem, which is why I could never care about men's opinions in general. I'm so sorry, but I'm not sorry. The reality is I really don't give a fuck about the vast majority of men's opinions, right? And it's one of the reasons I can never be a sex worker, because in order to be a sex worker, you really have to pretend to care about what men think, care about their needs and their ego and stroke. And I could just never do that for a couple of coins. So big up to the sex workers, darlings, you're doing a great service. But the reality is, right, mothers, they wouldn't put so much pressure on child-free women if they weren't pressurized themselves. So a lot of them are just mimicking the misogynistic ideas that men have. And it's really sad, especially towards child-free women. Those are the people who really hate child-free women. So we have foolishness on mother's side, you know, when it comes to child-free women, but we also have foolishness on child-free women's side when it comes to mothers. Now, child-free women, I understand why many of them are acting kind of foolish online, right? They have gone through a lot. They've been vilified for their choices, and now they are reacting. But some of them are reacting so much that they end up becoming the same bitter type of people who they are disliking in the first place. So they end up becoming exactly as judgmental as the mothers, who they do not like judging them for being child-free. They end up becoming exactly the same judgmental, bitter people. So what I mean by that, you've got child-free women calling mothers breeders, disgusting names like breeders, even though you are literally the result of breeding. Then we have child-free women calling children crotch goblins, even though children are literally human beings and deserve to be respected. They are literally the most vulnerable of society and deserve to be respected. So using disgusting names like crotch goblin is actually filthy. And it really shows how bitter some child-free women are, right? Then we've got child-free women who are quite rude to children. And it's like a lot of them actually, they were mistreated by adults when they were children. They had adults tell them to their face how much they disliked them because they were kids, and now they're doing the same thing to children. It's very, very sad. Now, the reality is, you also have some child-free women who, you know, they watch too much TikTok and they think every woman in the world is suffering and crying with baby sick all over her body and dislikes being a mother and all of that. And they get all the information from motherhood, and a lot of them think that every woman in the world is jealous of them. Every mother in the world is jealous of them and hates being a mother. Let me tell you something. The reality is, when I leave my house, I do not look at other women. I do not even see other women. I do not even care about what they look like. I have a list of things I need to do for the day. And if I don't get those things done, bad things happen. So when I leave the house, everyone is a blur to me. I just focus on the things that I need to do for the day, and then that's it. So I don't care what other women do with their rooms. I do not look at another woman's room and think, oh my God, you're not having kids. I don't give two fucking shits, right? And I'm extremely, extremely excited for my baby. So this idea that a lot of child-free people have that women who are pregnant or women who are mothers are jealous of them is absolutely fucking ridiculous. And it's actually quite self-centered and quite silly, to be honest. Now, a lot of them do think that a lot of mothers, they're struggling, and a lot of motherhood isn't easy, right? Pregnancy isn't easy. I'm pregnant right now. But it is incredibly amazing and an incredible experience. My mom loved me so much. My mom loves me so much. She loved me before I was born. And the way I love my daughter, I cannot wait to take her out. I cannot wait to spoil her, fly her to Paris, take her out for ice cream, attend her plays, attend her recitals, her parent-teacher meetings. I can't wait to be there for all of it. Right? And my husband to be as well, he cannot wait. He cannot wait to be a father. We cannot wait to be our family, right? And have our family unit. But the reality is, some child-free women also think that parents, you're not going to be able to travel or do anything when you have kids. Listen, I've had the career, I've had the traveling, I did a lot of solo travel, I had the career, I bought my property, I've done it all at a very young age. So this asinine idea that parents will suddenly not be able to travel when you have kids. I've got 2 passports here, right? My Nigerian passport, my UK passport. I was traveling from the age of 4. And one of my first, experiences traveling was going to Nigeria. And that's one of my first memories. My niece started traveling to the Swiss Alps when she was 2. And now she's taking skiing lessons and horse riding lessons to hopefully become a pro at 4 years old. So listen, your life does not end when you have become a parent. My parents were very good examples of that. They were traveling to China and Bangkok when we were kids. Now, I appreciate child-free people. And they've been vilified a lot. And a lot of them are really smart and intelligent for knowing that they wouldn't be good parents. A lot of them do have genetic diseases that they may not want to pass on. And a lot of them have been parentified. So they deserve to have that peace. But it's about what's best for you.